Today I want to look at critical points. I want to know what they are and how I can find them, right? So let's answer that first question. What are critical points? Well, say we have some function of x, right? The critical points for that function we'll find by taking the derivative. And we know where the critical points are when the derivative of any point, let's say at h as our point, is equal to 0, or if a derivative at any point is undefined. It's important to know that in order for this to still count as a critical point, h, our point, must be defined on our function. So now let's look at an example real quick, right? Say we have some function of x. Let me come up with something. Say we have f of x is equal to, I don't know, how about 1/3 x cubed minus 5 halves x squared plus 6x. Sure, that's our function, and we want to say, where are the critical points on this function? Well, the first thing we need to do is find f prime of x. We need to take the derivative. And so when we do that for each part of this function, we get 1/3 x cubed becomes x squared. Negative 5 halves x squared becomes, what is it? Negative 5x. And then we have plus 6x, that becomes plus 6. Okay, so we have our derivative, and now we need to find where the derivative is either undefined and or equal to 0, right? Now, if I look at this function x squared minus 5x plus 6, it's always going to be defined for every x, so we're not going to find any point where it's undefined. So now let's look for where the derivative is equal to 0. Now, this came out to be something we could easily factor. It's kind of strange how that just worked out, right? It's almost like it was meant to be or something. So let's factor this, right? So we have x squared minus 5x plus 6, and that's going to become x minus 3 and x minus 2. Simple factoring. Now we want to know where this is equal to 0, right? So let's set those equal to 0. We have x minus 3 is equal to 0, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. Or we're going to find that the critical points of our function are at x equals 3, and x equals 2. And we know that these are the critical points because they are defined on our function, and the derivative is equal to 0 at these points. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learned something.